What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, on a happy hump day edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, as it is still a victory Wednesday. How do we start off this show? As you know them, you love them, you got to have them here live on Facebook, Instagram Live, YouTube, LinkedIn Live, Twitter, whatever they're calling it today, X. Bring the passion, bring our excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. On tonight's show, we will have the great TJ Rives, the media icon, part 2 at 9:30, talking to you Bucs fans about, of course, the upcoming matchup versus the San Francisco 49ers, also coming in at 4-1. We will also talk about Baker Mayfield and his chances of being an MVP. And as always, we will talk with you about whatever you want to talk about. I don't care if it's baseball, hockey, as the hockey season is coming tomorrow. By the way, in case you missed it, the Rays have new owners, so that's always a good thing, right? And as always, Tampa Bay Buccaneer talk. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. And in case you missed it, we will be live on Friday night starting about 6:30. I'm not going to lie to you here. I'm looking at this. I started the new job. I'm leaving work at 5:30. I'm going to try to fight through traffic, get over by Anderson, 9316 Anderson Road. Let me hold off on the phone calls, and I'll go out to Corey in just a moment. I'm going to fight the traffic. We're going to try to be on about 6:30 because we're going to get you ready for USF, your USF Bulls. Versus North Texas starting at 7:30. So it is going to be tight. It's going to be a tight pregame show there. We got your halftime show also, and of course, your post-game edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. With that being said, also Sunday, because it's a busy week, we got Sports Web tonight, and then USF on Friday night, and then we get it kicked off for your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, as we will be live from the tailgate. I think we're going to do a little bit later, probably like 2 o'clock, right before the game there at What the Buck. So please come out, support that. And then, of course, after the game, live on the field in collaboration with the J.P. Peterson Show at Raymond James Stadium. So a busy weekend. Continue to tune in. Again, Tampa Joe's for your home for Bucs away watch parties, USF Bulls away watch parties, 9316 Anderson Road in Tampa. And then, of course, you like the haircut, you like the beard trim. Does it look good? Do I got my sports swag on here? Well, if I do, it's not too far. You don't have to go too far. It's up the block barber shop, 4946 Moog Road in Holiday, Florida. Tell them the Rolex reporter Peter Blake sent you. Go see one of my favorite barbers, Ricky. Whether it's a haircut, a beard trim, a fade, no matter what, it's up the block barbershop. All the great barbers there. Once again, tell them that I sent you. So without further ado, let's get out to the comments, and then we will get out to the phone lines as they continue to ring off the hook. I love it, Webheads. I love it, Tampa Bay sports fans. Monday and Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock. And got to tell you, man, it's nice to be back at that primetime spot, even though 8 o'clock was a little bit earlier. 9 o'clock is nice because I get a chance to breathe a little bit after. I want to tell you, this is a great job with Smart Financial. It is. I'm a much happier person. I'm making a lot more money than I did before, so I'm not as stressed. Let's go out to Corey from Tennessee. Corey, leading it off here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, my friend. What's on your mind tonight on a happy hump day edition?
What's going on? Happy hump day, man. Shout out once again to the Sports Talk. I appreciate you taking my call.
Absolutely.
So now we're at a point. I've been looking at this roster and going forward, and Jason Light has done an amazing job.
Yep.
I think now to the point now that I feel like there's an opportunity to make like a JPP trade here.
Okay.
To really put us over the top defensively. JPP was a third round. I think it was a third round pick and a conditional, something conditional fifth or something like that.
Correct. But, yeah.
I'm not saying anything's happening, but I'm just saying going forward, because like I said, I talked enough about the Seahawks game. Now we're going forward into this Niners game and the rest of the season. And our pass rush is so like almost, but I know a lot of that has to do with the loss of Kalijah. I thought the first 2 weeks of the season, our defense looked really good. And a lot of people, and it goes overlooked against Atlanta, how our defense really controlled that game because Atlanta had that 9-minute drive. But I don't, and in Houston, the defense was outstanding, but unfortunately that's where we lost Kalijah. And then we went to prevent defense against the Jets. I just think this past Sunday was just one of those games, man. We played too hot. We played a hot quarterback on the road, loud stadium, and it is. And we had a shuffle in our secondary.
Sure.
So it is what it is. But I do believe that Jason Light, our roster is primed for us to trade a pick. What people consider the top 3 picks are pretty much premium picks. People don't like trading those picks, like your first round, second round, or third round.
Sure.
But I think we're primed. Like, it really upsets me that trade with Alway from the Ravens. I was like, dang, man, he's a 10-sack guy, a freak athlete, and they got him for cheap. Like I feel like we could have dangled a 5th or 4th out there to Baltimore to get a pass. But I feel like something is coming. I feel it in my bones. Could be wrong, because the last thing I felt in my bones was before last season. I said Chris Godwin was going to win the Triple Crown. He was on his way, and that catastrophically ended.
Yep. No, well, that's true. I mean, you were right on the money there. I mean, it just injuries happen. You just never know what the injuries.
Right.
But
and I was like, man, I'll never make another season prediction about my team again because it just go crazy. But
yeah,
I really think if you look at this roster, how young we are mixed in with the veterans that we have, I think we can make a big splash in free agency. And that's probably Baker, to be honest. Baker and Rachaad White are probably our priorities. If I'm off the top of my head. But Rachaad White depends on what that number is, because I think we really do like Sean Tucker.
Sure.
But Rachaad White is he's really a 1B, like I said.
He's valuable. He's definitely valuable. Valuable to this team.
Though,
yes.
But also other GMs aren't stupid. You know what I mean? So they see the value in Rachaad White as well, and they may be able to afford him. It happens. It happened with Ward Dunn.
And listen, to that point, Rachaad White may love it here in Tampa, but he may want to go somewhere else because he gets that opportunity. And then there may be a bad team that overpays, right? I mean, that's what happens. And you want to get that starting job. So is it going to be a backup job with Tampa and not get paid as much, or is it going to be? And again, you just never rule out Jason Light in this organization, but again, we've heard
it's just his pie, like as a young running back, as a
Yep.
young athlete in the league. It's like he'll have a pie chart is how important. And I'm not saying winning isn't important to a lot of other guys, but on that pie chart, how do you value winning over money and playing time and comfortability in a system, like, and where you live. He has a small child, so all of that goes into a factor when they make that pie chart. But I just made this call tonight to just put it on the minds of Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans to just start speaking it into existence, that this roster is really primed to make. It don't have to be a big trade. We don't have to trade up a first.
Why not? You know what? As much as crazy as it sounds, why not a Trey Hendrickson? Like, I love what the Bucs have. Don't get me wrong, but has it been getting it done? No, it has not. Do they have the salary cap? I'm not sure, but would you like to see a Trey Hendrickson in a Bucs uniform with Cincinnati right now? Trading for old man Joe Flacco? I mean, are you serious behind that offensive line? Somebody mentioned this today when I was at work, because we have downtime, and somebody said it was elderly abuse to put Flacco behind that offensive line. And I think you're absolutely right. You go from a guy who is at least mobile, who throws a lot of interceptions, but is at least mobile, with Joe Burrow and Browning, and to now a guy that's not mobile, who's a statue. So where is that team going? I don't know where they're going, and they may be out of it. So Hendrickson's coming into his free agency year. It's a risky proposition. The problem is, not only are you going to have to trade picks, but you're going to have to pay him because he's a free agent. You're not going to
be fair. Well, to be fair to your point, and Trey is coming into a free agency year, but other teams know that. The Bengals know that, so they can't ask for a first, because the team has to pay him. Also, it's another year. NFL, the NFL stands for not for long. Another year on a physical position like pass rusher, your value starts to kind of diminish a little bit. Now, you add him to this roster, he'll look like he's 24. on this defensive front. But I'm just calling, man, because I'm forecasting my team because I really think we have a special team, barring
I agree.
Obviously major injuries. I think we have a really now the NFL is a tough place, right? We know
Sure.
the best team doesn't always get to the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
I thought we were the best team in the year 2021. I thought we were the best team in the NFL. Unfortunately, we lose Tristan Wirfs against the Eagles, and we had to come back against, and the Rams are talented as well. I ain't gonna take, they had the Triple Crown winner, for God's sakes.
Yep.
But I really thought we showed, coming back in a game like that, I really thought we showed that we were probably a better team. We just ran into a situation where it takes more than being the better team. I thought Detroit was obviously the best team in the league last year, all year. And they get railroaded by a hot team and a young quarterback in Jaden Daniels. So it happens. The best team to me doesn't always make it to the Super Bowl, but I think we can make a deep playoff run. And before I go, I'm sorry, man, I'm talking so
Corey,
much, but I need
Corey, it's don't ever apologize for talking Bucs football, no matter how long it goes, as long as it's interesting and you get a second call. So that's what we do here on the Sports Web. I'm not going to run you off of here. You know, you talk about,
I appreciate it,
talk about it, brother. Go ahead.
And my very last point, I promise, this is my very last point.
I got you, brother.
Teams know they have to be. It's a 4-quarter game versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That puts a lot of stress on opponents where they know, hey, man, I watched Philly go up 20 points, 18, 20 points, and a quarter. I watched Tampa Bay come back and cut that lead and control a half where they really could have won that game. I watched this team win 4 games. Regardless of how we won it at the last minute, I watched Baker Mayfield he's damn near a 158.3 in these fourth quarters. Like, he's amazing. And it's crazy how we had Brady and he had that stigma where the game is never over. And then we get Baker and it's like, God, the spirit of Brady is still in that locker room, because now looking at Baker, especially this year, the game's not over.
The game is never over. It's never over with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, especially in the fourth quarter. You're exactly correct. And listen, I'm not going to rule it out. I don't think Jason Licht's going to come out and say, we're not going to make a trade for somebody. Because, of course, if Cincinnati, they offer you Hendrickson and you only have to give up a second or third round pick, the difficulty with doing that is you're going to have to sign him to an extension. That's what he wants, because you're not giving up a premium pick to take the chance of him going out into free agency. That's the complicated. There's other guys out there.
Like I said, I love where we are as a franchise.
I do too. But listen, if they're on the cusp of it and you need a pass rusher, which you don't have, right? I love Hassan Reddick and I'm not giving up on him, but how many weeks do you wait till you say, you know what, this is what it is? I don't know if we can get further enough in the playoffs. You may be able to outscore.
Between him and Yaya, man, we're like almost. It's too many almost.
I agree.
Too many. We need a closer on that D-line.
I agree.
I'll let you go, but we need a closer on that D-line. And it can't be Vita Vea. It can't be him he can't be leading our team in sacks.
Well, he can definitely push the pocket, and if he continues to push the pocket, we never know what's going to happen. The NFL is a long season, but I absolutely get where you're coming from, because if you're on the cusp of it, make a trade, go for it. I'm not one of those guys that says, no, you're never going to do it. Because if you rule that out, that's ridiculous, because you don't know Jason Licht.
Yeah,
Jason
because I thought last year we weren't quite there to trade a premium pick.
Right.
And the year before, I just financially and where we were trying to take the team. But I think with the mix of youth and experience on this roster right now, we can prime this team to be I think we're a really good team, first off, but we can be I think
we're a great team. I think we're a great team with what we have right now. We're going to
know a lot about our team when we go to Detroit.
Right. I mean, defensively, they've got to get better, and that's no doubt about it. Corey, appreciate the call there from Tennessee. Use the second one, my friend. All right. Hang in there.
All right.
We got you, brother.
Yep.
All right. Let's go out to Trevor from Georgia. Trevor, welcome to the Evolution here on a happy hump day. Let's do that.
Hump day.
And do a victory.
Victory!
And by the way, Todd Bowles, what did you get there on Sunday?
We got the job, baby!
There you go. Trevor, go ahead.
My favorite sound bite you do is when you do that Baker one. Get your weight up, little boy. Get your weight up.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
I'm like a kid in a candy store. Everybody's like, why do you got to always do your sound effects? And I'm like, listen, I grew up on sound effects. I grew up on the great Chris Thomas, right? I grew up on a lot of these sports broadcasters that can play sound effects and make everybody entertained by it. I'm not just going to sit here like, some boring guy and talk in my camera and nobody pay attention, nobody call. Come on now. This is all interaction. This is engagement, baby.
Yeah.
This is the Sports Web on Wednesday night. So go ahead, Trevor. Have at it, my friend.
So I just opened up the live. So what have y'all been discussing? Because I literally just got off of work.
We had Corey on the line, and he threw it out there, and let's throw it out there tonight. If this defense continues to struggle, if you will, would you be open to the Bucs making a trade, possibly for a guy like a Trey Hendrickson, possibly, for a pass rushing specialist, maybe a team that's out of it? The Bengals could be out of it. They just traded for a Joe Flacco. And somebody told me today, putting Flacco behind that offensive line of the Bengals is like elderly abuse because that guy is a statue who cannot move. So maybe the Bengals, as crazy as it sounds with all the money they put into their weapons and everything else, maybe they could be out of it. So Hendrickson out there, somebody like that, would you be okay with the Bucs making that trade if and only if, because I'm not giving up on Yaya, I'm not giving up on Hassan Reddick, but let's say it doesn't come to fruition where these guys are productive enough and consistent enough. Would you be okay with the Bucs taking a chance, trading one of these premium picks for a pass rusher to get you over the top? I know it sounds crazy because it's early in the process, 4-1, but we're almost midway through the season here. So you may have to make some moves. Do you make that move at this point?
Hey, I know in 2021, the Rams went and got Odell Beckham, and they went and got Von Miller in the middle of the season.
How'd that work
so
out
they
for
could
them?
beat us.
How'd that work out?
So they could beat us.
Right.
And they went to the Super Bowl.
They won the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Because they know damn well they wouldn't beating us without them.
Well, they weren't beating us without him. And then, of course, the Buccaneer killer who was there on Sunday who scared the living bejesus out of me, Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Hate that guy.
Cooper Kupp.
Guy's a great wide receiver, but he kills the Bucs every freaking year.
Yeah, like that on that tip pass from Yaya Diaby, like that he could have easily got a pick six from.
I agree.
Yeah, so like for me, I don't have a problem with it because I think once Kalijah Kancey got hurt, it kind of just put a huge wrinkle in our defensive line because I felt like between him and Vita Vea, they were going to have they was going to cause so much havoc amongst those two that we were going to have to get one-on-ones on the edge that would free up Hassan Reddick and Yaya Diaby. And then once Kalijah Kancey got hurt, I think that kind of, put like a wrinkle in the entire front four. So for me, if the price is right, if we can dot some I's and cross some T's where it works out for both parties, then I don't have a problem with it. But I tell you what, though, I mean, they're going to probably want some draft picks because
they're going to
trade for the Bengals.
Yeah.
The only good thing about trading for the Bengals is I know we won't have to worry about them wanting any of our receivers because they got two studs out there with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
Yeah.
So we don't have to worry about them asking for Chris Godwin or Mike Evans.
Yeah, and don't even mention Ibuka because you just hang up the phone that's your future.
At that point, you call the commissioner and ask for that entire Bengals organization to have a drug test.
Well, a lot of people would say that entire Bengal organization needs a drug test with the years of fertility, if you will, that they've had they had some winning in there here and there, but Bengal fans are long suffering also. So I feel bad.
I think the biggest thing is, I mean, the front office, I think their front office is they got a reputation for not wanting to pay players. And then I think they kind of overspent on T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Now, don't get me wrong; those guys deserve to be paid.
Sure,
but it's but at what price though? You got Joe Burrow, you got T. Higgins, you got Jamar Chase. Those guys are clearly eating up most of your cap room. So, in my opinion, at what price are you willing to pay where we're going to be top heavy, where we can't spread the wealth amongst the rest of the roster to fill out some much needed holes like their terrible offensive line that they have, it's god awful. Like Joe Burrow is going to end up being like Andrew Luck if they don't keep if they keep this up.
I feel like he's already Andrew Luck. I mean, and it's a sad shame, but that's the key. That's the case of it, right? I mean, that's always the thing. When you draft a quarterback, what is the most important thing? Putting weapons around him. And weapons don't necessarily mean on the outside. They mean also in the interior line. Build an offensive line around him, because I always remember Bill Walsh talking about this in the 90s about Trent Dilfer starting for the Bucs. And he said, I don't want to start this guy right away because he's going to get the beat out of him, because he's going to be behind a bad offensive line, and he's going to and that can ruin a quarterback, and not only mentally but physically. And we've seen it with Joe Burrow, who's one of the most talented quarterbacks in the National Football League. But what is the problem with that young man? The problem is you can't keep him upright. He keeps on getting hurt. So he's of no use to you. You have all this money locked into him, and you can't keep him upright. You just continue to, pay the outside weapons. I get it. You could let T. Higgins go, maybe draft a wide receiver in the second or third round, but this is quarterbacks doing. This is Joe Burrow's doing. He went to management and one of those guys re-signed. So here you go. This is what you get. And you have an offensive line that has failed him and failed this organization the last, I guess, 5 years, you could say, right?
Right.
So
they had that one magical year in 2021 where they went to the Super Bowl and almost won it.
It's almost like a Dan Marino situation, right? You're only going to see one more Super Bowl. I mean, that's the reason why you have to win that Super Bowl. That's the reason why that window can close down so quickly. And that's the reason why when you have that rookie contract, you got to do everything you can to put those pieces around him until then that big time contract comes, and then you have to get rid of some people. So that's how it goes. But all right, how do you think about this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team? We'll throw this out there. What's your confidence level going into the 49er game 1-10 with the Bucs versus the 49ers on Sunday?
It's a 10. And the reason why I feel that way is because I feel like our team, we're 4-1, we're riding high, but let's not get it twisted. We're playing against a 49 team that's beaten us 3 times in a row.
Correct.
They beat us in 22,
Yep.
23, 24.
Yep.
And quite frankly, if they're not motivated to go out there and kick the Niners' ass Sunday, then I don't know what to think. So my confidence is at a 10 because I feel like these guys are going to be extremely motivated to want to go out there and finally how the Eagles talk about how, we were their, kryptonite or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, we can make an argument that the Niners have kind of had our number the last couple years,
Absolutely.
And quite frankly, I'm sick and tired of losing to the Niners. And I feel like if I feel that way, then I'm pretty sure the guys in the locker room feel that way too. You know what I mean?
I definitely think they feel that way, and they know it. You saw it. You saw it last year. They had an opportunity to get over the top, not able to close out the game. That's the difference with this year. They're able to close out games. So I think this is where you get over game right here. You win this, you start to get real confident. You're 5-1 at that point, and the playoffs, they seem like a real big time reality at this point. I get it. It's a tough stretch of games. Play one game at a time, but you take care of the 49ers. You have the Lions on the road, which is a primetime matchup. I think it's a winnable game, but it's certainly a challenge. The Bucs have gone to Detroit before. They've taken care of business. We'll see what happens. And then you go on the road and face the New Orleans Saints, and then you're in your bye week. And, the bye week can't come soon enough for all these injured players at the end of the day. And this actually may be the story of this game coming in, not on the Bucs side, but the 49ers side, because the biggest name on the 49ers injury report today is Brock Purdy. So you may have Mac Jones starting, and also Jones was limited in practice. So if both of those quarterbacks miss, which I don't anticipate, but let's say they do, you're down to your third stringer. You have no Greg Kittle at this point. You have a Christian McCaffrey that you have to worry about. You also had a couple other names that are on this injury report. Wide receiver that's on Jawan Jennings. He's on there. So the Bucs are catching the 49ers at the right time, even though the 49ers are coming off an emotional victory over the Rams, and you had time or they had time to rest on Thursday Night Football. They're coming in here banged up more than the Bucs are. How about that? That's
crazy. And, it's crazy that you mentioned that, because last year when we played the Niners, we was the team that was beat all to hell.
Yep.
We didn't have shoot, we didn't have Godwin, Evans. I don't even think McMillian played last year. Still found a way to stay in the game, and we probably should have won that game.
Yeah, Baker made an amazing play there, stiff-arming Nick Bosa. Oh, by the way, you don't have Nick Bosa this year. So once again, the confidence level, 1 to 10, and then we'll let you go because I want to get out to some of these comments, Trevor, but your confidence level, what is it? 1 to 10, Bucs versus the 49ers on Sunday. Excuse me.
It's a 10. I think we're going to take care of business, not because we're riding high, but I think mainly because we're motivated to get this monkey off our backs. We got to find a way to beat them. So
love it.
I think we take care of business.
Good stuff, my friend. Appreciate the call. Use that second one if you want to. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. I want to get out to the comments, but you know what? The web heads call. We take their call, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391.
We got the job, baby!
We did, Todd. Let's go out to Curtis from Newport Richie. Curtis, welcome to the Evolution on a happy Hump Day edition of the Sports Web, my friend.
What's up, brother?
What's going on, brother? What's going on with you?
Oh, another beautiful day.
I know, right? I know, right? There you go.
Hey, first off, congratulations on the new job.
Thank you.
I'm happy for you, man. Anytime we can make more money is always a good time, brother.
I'm telling you, it's nice. It's definitely relaxing. It's a lot more relaxing than the other job. And I'm gonna save my brain cells. I'm not gonna be as gray. I'm probably still gonna be gray, but not as gray as I used to be. I'm not gonna be as stressed out. It just feels good. That's all I can say.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now, here we go. Let's get to the topic at hand.
Let's do it.
Number one, I think a big time trade will help us. Yes, it will.
Okay.
But I'm gonna touch on what I watched the Todd Bowles interview today, and he's right. If you pay attention to the quarterbacks that we have been playing, they have been getting that ball out so fast because they know the Bucs are coming.
It's true.
They know they are coming. They don't always know when they're coming. They don't always know where they're coming from.
Yep.
But they know that they're coming. And that Seattle game, you know what? I'm going to say this. I've been, watching some of these floating heads, as I call them, from ESPN. And I want them to continue not giving this Bucs team the credit because that ain't doing nothing but making that chip on the whole organization bigger and bigger.
Absolutely.
Okay, number one, let's just say this. Jason Light and Todd Bowles and the Glazers have put together a hell of a team. Not only a hell of a team, but a hell of a run.
Yep.
Because as a Bucs fan, I've been a Bucs fan since '95.
I'll tell you what, you hold that thought because I got a surprise for you. You ready to ask this man a question? Let's go ahead and go out to the Todd Bowles sound that he got. Nothing But Bucs podcast that I got this sound from.
We got the job, baby!
There's the Mr. Media icon himself, Mr. TJ Rives of the Buccaneer Radio Network.
TJ.
Listen, TJ, you know that I had to get that sound bite.
Because I knew you would come through with that. Very well played.
Yes. All right. So we got Curtis on the line. Long-time fan.
TJ, what's up, brother?
Hit me, Curtis. What do you think about this 49ers game?
You know what? I'm going to tell you this. I think that streaks in the NFL are meant to be broken. Okay? They've had our number for multiple seasons in a row. But I think the confidence of this team is so high. And the belief in this team is so high. I think San Francisco's in trouble. And the other thing that I want to say, TJ, for you and Peter is, we've been watching football, whether it be college, whether it be high school, whether it be NFL, for such a long time. I am so sick and tired of people talking about, the Bucs and all their close wins. I don't give a damn if we win by 30. I don't give a damn if we win by 1. A win is a win.
That's right.
The things that people aren't looking at with this Bucs team is they are going out there and playing their ass off. And it doesn't matter who lines up out there. Next man up. This team is the definition of next man up.
Love it.
Yes, right now. Yeah.
We've had the worst and the best offensive line in the NFL this year. Because guess what? We had 3 or 4 players playing out of position.
Yes,
correct.
I watched the interview yesterday with Casey Phillips and Graham Barton.
Yeah,
I love that guy. I love Graham Barton because he just shows this team has a moxie and they don't give a damn who they're playing. Yeah. They're going to go out there. They're going to line up. They're going to play their game. And guess what? You aren't going to just roll over this team. You're going to have to beat this team. When I watched the Eagles game, I was so pissed off in the first half because the last time I watched this team be that bad was when we played Denver. I think that was a year or 2 ago.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to win that game, and they just went out there so flat.
Yeah, well, listen, here's what I'll take out of that and here's the difference between last year's team and this year's team, Curtis, is that Denver, they came out flat. They didn't come back. This team has a comeback mentality, especially in that second half. Curtis, I appreciate the call. As always, we're going to preview.
Man, Curtis.
Listen, use that second call if you want to, my friend. We'll talk more.
Of course.
Turnbuckle talk, too, coming up, all right?
I got you.
All right, brother. There you go. Good stuff there. Open phone line. If you got a question for the media icon or yours truly, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391 on a happy hump day.
Good to be with you. Happy hump day. On his point, we keep saying this, and I was a little groggy, I think, Monday night, too, and I may have said it with you. For so many years in the 80s, and I know you're younger, in the 90s, and then even into the 2010s, year after year, and basically for a decade in the 80s, half a decade in the 90s, for a decade in the 2010s, you couldn't win any of these games consistently. You were always losing them, blowing them, finding a way to let the other team kick the crack door open and beat you, and have victory snatched away from you. So now you're winning those games. Don't complain. Don't apologize for winning those games. Do we want to see a game where you're up by 10 or up by 14 and you have the ball and you're kneeling down in the final minute? Sure, we would like that right now. You were probably on the way to that with the Jets, but there are that game. But there are reasons why they got back into it. But for right now, take what you have. And I kind of like what Curtis said there as the theme. Maybe you're due with the 49ers. I got the feeling Sunday in the fourth quarter. We've been out here before, and Russell Wilson in Seattle got the Buccaneers back in 2013 with an overtime win, and then got the Buccaneers again in 2019 with an overtime win. Then maybe you're due. And it's probably, it's the same kind of mentality here with San Francisco. I don't know how much they're going to talk that up, but they've taken losses here to the 49ers over the course of the last 3 or 4 years, and maybe they're due. And San Francisco is certainly way banged up at this point. Big time.
Agree. I'll tell you what, let's go out to the phone lines here. Is this Broadway?
Yes.
Scott Broadway, you got a question for the media icon, Mr. TJ Rives of the Buccaneer Radio Network. Go, my friend.
I do. TJ, I just want to say it's an honor and a privilege to finally be talking to you, sir. And thank you for bringing the Buccaneers Radio Network to the people in North Carolina.
Love it.
All right.
What do you think, Broadway, about this 49ers game? Go for it.
I think we're going to win. I really do. I think it's our redemption year.
What's your confidence level at this point, Broadway? Is it from 1 to 10? What is it, and what player for you do you think will stand out in this game and have their biggest game versus the San Francisco 49ers besides a Baker Mayfield?
He took his guy. He wanted Baker.
Why
wouldn't you want Baker? What's your confidence number? Are you a 7, an 8, a 9? What are you for this one?
51. My confidence level is probably 8.
All right.
I like that.
All right, Broadway.
Because I'll tell you, people have been treating us like the underdogs for years. but we proved them wrong in this aspect.
I agree.
We proved them wrong with our secondaries this year. Our starters were injured, and our secondary stepped up with our starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Agree. Good stuff, Broadway. Appreciate the call, my friend. Use the second one if you want to. All right. All right.
There goes Broadway. All right. So on his point, I mean, we could talk about you. Have you mentioned the 49er injuries yet at the top of the show? I didn't get to hear the beginning of the show.
I did, and I was surprised by this, but I mean, the 49ers are more banged up than the Bucs, and
It's bad.
It is. Brock Purdy looks like he has a toe injury. That can be a lingering issue.
And the San Francisco media, by the way, I saw the transcript. The San Francisco media was asking Kyle Shanahan about injured reserve and whether that was an option. And he said, no, it's a week-to-week thing right now, and he is just not able to go this week. So that's interesting. And then he explained that Mac Jones is dealing with the oblique and the knee and was limited in practice today. That's trouble. So now you're down to potentially Adrian Martinez, who we don't know a lot about. He played some in the preseason. He's a former Nebraska quarterback. You may, I don't know, we're only to Wednesday, but you may see that guy on Sunday here. He also did rule out George Kittle as well. Kittle coming back from the hamstring, still not able to practice. So the Buccaneers really catching the 49ers at a good time with those injuries. But like Broadway was mentioning, I mean, you're down right now to about the 5th or 6th option at cover corner, especially if Zion McCollum has got problems, which he had his arm in a sling today. That doesn't mean that he's not going to give it a go Sunday, but clearly not 100%.
Right.
You're playing a rookie, Jacob Parrish. You're playing Kendall Vildor, who's bounced around from 2 or 3 teams and is now part of your secondary. You are thin. You are thin at defensive back. So Bucs banged up too. And, you know, I'm with I think Curtis was talking about Graham Barton. That offensive line has come together some in the last couple of games, but you're still missing 2 key pieces. Cody Mauch is out for the year. Luke Gedeke not back for this game, and probably, I'm saying this, may not be back until after the bye week with the injured foot. We'll see if he can get back for either the Monday night game or the Saints game. So the right side of the line is still backups. So the Bucs have got things in flux. No Bucky Irving, no Mike Evans. I mean, both of these teams are injured, Peter, going into Sunday.
Agree. And then also, and we'll get out to Sun Devil Dave in just a moment, you have Ricky Pearsall. He wasn't practicing with a knee injury.
Ruled out today. Yeah.
And Jawan Jennings with an ankle rib injury. So that's 2 wide receivers. Let's get out to Sun Devil Dave. All right, Sun Devil Dave, welcome to the Evolution. Yes, great job. What do we say?
Waste my time.
Yes,
goodbye forever.
There you go. Thank you for wasting my time and goodbye forever. Now, you had a question for the media icon? Yes.
Hey, and media icon. Basically, number one, congratulations over at American Financial or Smart Financial.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
I'm doing good at Pitch Perfect too, so I'm glad that both of us are blessed.
So there you go.
Right now.
You're not working.
I think I got to consult Sun Devil Dave. I got to consult Peter. I need some Smart Financial.
Yeah,
I got some financial, but I might need some Smart Financial.
I'll be out.
We'll get you
hook a brother up, as they say.
I'll get you an auto insurance quote or a life insurance quote. It'll be one of the most affordable.
Let me sum up my auto insurance situation in one photo. Can I sum it up? Yeah, I can sum up what the auto insurance situation is right there.
Oh, that's going to be expensive, my friend.
That's, big time.
Might be expensive. All right,
Sun Devil Dave, tell me about this 49ers game. Tell me about this 49ers game, bro.
Can I talk about Baker first?
Sure.
Talk about Baker. Go.
Baker Mayfield, otherwise known as.
Well, guess what? Gus Swayze gonna take you to school.
You like that?
They're coming with their own sound effects now, Peter. Did he come with his own?
Yes, he did.
I like that. I always come with those sound effects. Hey, Baker's
yes.
still MVP.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at some stats, though. Stats-wise, right now for 2025, number 2 in overall QBR, number 6 in what they call expected points, low leverage plays, 10th overall what they call raw, all play types, 2nd in expected points with the run, and 12th in expected points with the pass. But you know who's been like number 1 and 2 in QBR and raw?
Who's that?
Daniel Jones, who was cast off by the Giants.
It's incredible. Hang on, stop right there. The statistical season that Daniel Jones is having right now is defied by anything that anybody would expect outside of like voodoo, a blessing from the Pope. I don't know how you explain how just automatic and seemingly robotic he has been in a good way with, okay, I'm unfazed. We're just going to keep completing passes, scoring touchdowns. This is a guy that could not get out of his own way with the Giants.
Terrible.
So obviously coaching matters. Shane Steichen, his staff, coaching obviously matters. He's a different quarterback. It's crazy, the stats.
Well, look at how Baker flourished with the Bucs, though. Same
That's
thing.
right.
He was struggling with the Browns and the,
I'm in the right situation, I guess.
And do we dare say the old friend there, Mr. Liam Cohen, has got the Jacksonville Jaguars at 4-1 with.
Hey, real quick,
Trevor Lawrence, right?
Trevor
Can
Lawrence.
I jump on that?
Yes.
Sunshine.
Yes, Sunshine.
Hey,
yes.
I think he figured it out. I love Sunshine. I call him Sunshine because the
Yes.
Alabama.
Remember the Titans, right?
Remember the Titans,
Sunshine.
of course.
So,
we're all movie guys.
I got to get
here.
another soundbite. I'll get a soundbite for that next week. But
Okay.
Trevor Lawrence, I think he had 2 rushing TDs, and I think that's the first time he's had 2 rushing TDs in his 5 years in NFL, which I think is crazy. Is that true?
I had no idea that. Wow.
All I know is that's got to be the first game. That's the first game-winning touchdown pass maybe in a decade, or game-winning touchdown in a decade where the guy was laying on the ground facing the wrong way and got up off the ground and still scored. He's on the ground facing towards the other end zone and got up off the ground and made the play.
Yep.
That game was just,
Crazy.
you know what? Hey, kudos to NFL. I think the first time since 2012 where they had 7 games this week where you had teams come back from 10-point deficits and win.
What about that?
First time in 13 years.
They love
Isn't that crazy?
The NFL loves that. Parity is prevalent.
Talk to me about this 49er game, Sun Devil Day.
Yes, key matchups. McCaffrey versus Buccaneers, Tyke Smith, and then of course our buddy Easy E against the corner. I think he's going to be healthy. What about Lenore? Now he's going to be healthy. They say he has the best rating per 100 snaps against him without allowing a single touchdown this year. Do you think he's going to shut down Easy E?
Good stuff, Sun Devil Day. Appreciate the call, my friend. All right. Listen.
Buka, it's pick your poison like we were talking about the other night. Are you going to try to double him? Again, the Seahawks at times had 2 or 3 guys following Godwin, even I think over to the sideline in the tunnel at halftime. They had guys all over him. So that freed Buka up some. And you can't wait until you get Mike Evans back, too, to go with this trio. And then eventually a healthy Jalen McMillan. Hello. And you utilized Cade Otton some last week. And by the way, Rashad White can catch the ball out of the backfield, which they didn't go to a whole lot in Seattle. So there's a lot of weapons here to utilize. Hey, one more thing on how much we love Baker Mayfield. Count the ways. Texas-Oklahoma game coming Saturday.
Sure.
It is 9 years ago that Baker Mayfield won the game and put on the famed golden cowboy hat when he threw for, as you see, 390 yards, 3 touchdowns, and put the golden cowboy hat on for the Sooners in a 45-40 win. We love that guy. We love what he stands for. Love the leadership. Just keep him healthy. Keep him healthy right now. Keep him upright, and we'll see what happens. We don't want to go overboard with how big a regular season game is. But this is a moment right now against a banged up team that you owe some payback to, that if you could get this win, however you get this win and get to 5-1, how many people line them up, had this team with this schedule 5-1, plus take Evans away from 3 of the games in the 5-1? Take the secondary away from numerous of these games, and you're still going to potentially be 5-1 through 6. That is big time. That's bonus. That's not everything, but that's a great start to the season.
All right, let's go out to this guy right here.
Damn it, Jim, what the hell is the matter with you?
Jim, you're on with the media icon, Mr. TJ Rives of the Buccaneer Radio Network. Go. What's your question?
What's going on, TJ Rives? I've been waiting to talk to you.
All right. Go
Hit
ahead.
Hit me.
Yeah, what do you think about these referees and calling these old funky calls on the Buccaneers?
A lot of it has been hard to explain, not just in Buccaneer games, but just the different stuff we're watching. I mean, go back to that Monday night game. I mean, it was pretty clear on the pick play that Schuster was more than a yard downfield, and they threw the flag. And then the Chiefs are down there acting like they don't ever get any calls. They get all the calls, and they're all screaming, 1 yard, 1 yard. He's allowed to do it with 1 yard, which tells you it's a design pick play to free Kelsey up on the goal line. I mean, that was a huge moment in the game, an early touchdown, because other than that, it's going to be a 10-yard penalty or whatever it is for offensive pass interference down there on the goal line to back them back up, and maybe they don't score a touchdown. Yeah, the officiating has lacked across the board in the NFL. I don't think I'm telling anybody anything that they don't already know. And there were a couple of questionable calls again on Sunday, but you know how you solve that, Jim? You score touchdowns, you kick the winning field goal, you get the key interception, and you don't got to worry about the refs, right?
There you go, Jim.
We keep the special teams tight. Rush the quarterback a little more. I think we go.
All right, Jim. I appreciate the call as always. Use that second one. All right.
All right.
Hey, one other thing for this week. If we're ordering things up off the menu, we gotta see some pass rush out of the front four without blitzing. There has not been nearly enough pressure on the quarterback without a blitz. And again, to go back to Sunday, I know Sam Darnold was getting the ball out quickly, 3-step drop several times. But if in this game a banged up Mac Jones is taking a 5 or 7-step drop, you got to get to him. You got to get to him. I'm going to say minimum get to him 4 to 6 times for a knockdown or a sack. Put the pressure on, because that leads to bad decisions, quick decisions, bad throws. So if we're ordering up something, Peter, on a Wednesday night, how about some front four pass rush? What do you say to that?
I would definitely say that, and I put it out there because somebody threw it out there at the beginning. Corey from Tennessee, he said, "What about trading for a pass rusher?" Well, Trey Hendrickson, I get it. You may have to give up a premium pick. It may not be as high because he's a free agent. I get it. You may have to pay him big time money. But maybe the Bucs would consider making a move if this pass rush does not do what they want it to do, which it hasn't been consistent enough. And the reason why Cincinnati would be out of it, because they just signed Joe Flacco. And somebody told me putting him behind that offensive line is elderly abuse. I mean, it
could be real trouble, and it doesn't look like that the Bengals are going anywhere. Burrow's not going to be back anytime soon.
Yeah,
I'm looking. What is the Buccaneer cap room at the moment? If you know that off the top of your head, I'm looking. This says that currently under the stat site for salary cap called SpotRack. SpotRack says the Bucs have right around $17 million in cap space at the moment right now for this year. So they could theoretically make a trade for a significant player. I don't know what Hendrickson's prorated money is left. I'll try to look at that while we're talking. Right. But if you hypothetically wanted to add him or a big name on a team that's going nowhere, you would, in theory, have some room to do that. The question then becomes, though, is that just a rental player thing, or are you making a deal? And plus, Cincinnati's going to want like a number 1 pick in return or a number 2 pick, something like that for that guy. He's an outstanding pass rusher. So you got to weigh that right now, as opposed to, can Hassan Reddick or Yaya Diaby, can one of those guys, Braswell, we keep waiting for him to come along and get something done out there off the end. Can one of those guys step up and become that guy? Let's see.
Yeah, I know. And the Rams, look, when they won the Super Bowl, they traded for they got Von Miller, and they also got Odell Beckham.
Correct.
Yeah, you definitely have to sign him to an extension. He can't be a rental, although if he does get you a Super Bowl, I guess it's worth it. Let's go out to Adam. Adam, you got a question for the media icon, Mr. TJ Rives of the Buccaneer Radio Network. Go, my friend.
Hey, Peter. Hey, TJ.
What's going on?
So a couple of different things. You guys just hit on it with the last caller about the refs and the calls. Peter and I have been talking about it since the season began. He knows that I brought it up right after the Falcons games, that I felt that there were a couple of times where the Falcons, when they had the ball, the play clock, the 40-second clock went down to 0, and then I counted 1, 2 Mississippi, and they
have you noticed that, TJ? I know.
Yeah, it does. It does seem to happen, and they rarely call it. What's interesting is you can challenge that also. That is something that can be a coach's challenge if you really feel like the play did not get off. The terminology they use is if the snap is imminent as the clock strikes 0. In other words, the quarterback is called for the ball is being snapped right as the play clock is at 0, then it's supposed to be good. The dynamic is that the back judge, back behind the line, is the one looking at the play clock. And I'm not so sure that the umpire doesn't have the same responsibility behind the line, behind the offense, looking at the play clock. But I think it's the back judge who looks at the play clock, looks at the center, looks at the play clock. And when he looks at the play clock and sees 0, the ball is supposed to be moving, or else he's supposed to be blowing his whistle, throwing the flag. That's the dynamic. Are they enforcing it that way? That's a great question.
All right.
On not getting it off.
What
By
else?
the way, Hendrickson, I just looked. So Hendrickson restructured his deal, and they gave him a $13 million restructure bonus for 1 year because he wanted a raise. Remember, he was holding out at the beginning of training camp. I don't know what his prorated money is. I got to have somebody higher understanding of the salary cap than my public education to be able to tell me what would you still have to pay him over 10 or 12 games if anybody wanted to trade for him. So to fit him in, because you may be looking at like 18 million, 20 million, and you may not have that under your cap. Yeah. And do you want to spend all of that on him under your cap when you may need something else?
That's true. It's absolutely true. All right, Adam, what else?
So I just thought it was fascinating yesterday that the Browns let the Bengals take Joe Flacco. I mean, that's for another conversation.
Crazy.
But saying crazy. And he's going to start for them this Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
But confidence level for this weekend, I'm actually extremely confident, not just for the Bucs this weekend, but for the entire NFC South. Can you imagine if all 4 of the NFC South teams win this weekend? That would mean 2 successive weekends where the NFC South went 7-0.
Wow.
That's what I'm anticipating and expecting. I agree with you, TJ. In order for us to be successful against the 49ers, we do need to be able to pressure whoever their quarterback is without blitzing them. I'm totally on the same page with you. As far as that's concerned, believe it or not, who do I think is going to be the standout for this Sunday's game? It's going to be Godwin. Everybody's now going to be doubling and tripling Ibuka, and Godwin's going to be available. And he's been ramping up. He's been getting used to real game time, and he's ready to explode. That's just my take.
All right. I like
Adam,
that optimism.
Appreciate the call, my friend. Good stuff there.
So on that, again, we love him. He's done a tremendous job, Godwin, of getting back in there. But this is a process that may take a few more weeks or a couple of more months or maybe even into next season before you get him back to where he was, if he can get back there. Again, it was a shattered lower leg 11 months ago, right at 12 months ago in October of last year. So I know we want him to be the player that we saw, obviously pre-knee injury, 2000 season with Brady, 2019, 2018. We want to see him be the player that we were seeing in 2023 and early 2024 when he was fully healthy, back from the knee injury in 2021. But this is a serious ankle injury that he had, shattered lower leg, that's rebuilt, 2 surgeries on it, and it may be a while before he looks like the Godwin of old and gets those legs back from under him. Let's see, but don't count him out. Great guy, great locker room guy, family guy. We love him as well. Anything else? Anything else here?
Last one here. Trevor, you got a question for the media icon, and we got to get him out of here. So go, my friend.
Yes, I'll make it quick,
yes.
TJ. So after seeing like all these games, because I know you travel with the team and everything, what is like your biggest concern going forward? I know for me, crazy enough, I think it's our special teams. I wasn't really thrilled about the kickoff coverage versus Seattle. They got some really good returns on us, like three? Like I think there was 3 returns.
Yeah.
That's my concern, but I'm interested.
Special teams is valid. It's maddening. You got to get it fixed. You got to clean it up. And I think the health, I mean, right now, you don't have much depth left at all at defensive back. And really, you're very concerned right now as well at receiver because you are banged up and you're making your way through that. Thank goodness that Ibuka's delivered the way that he is and Chris Godwin was able to play. So, because you activated him a couple of weeks ago. So health of the team would be another big one. Listen, my friend, keep knocking them dead. here with the Sports Web. I encourage the audience, again, you see the Tampa Joes up in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Come see this man Friday night in Tampa, Waters and Anderson Road. If you're familiar with the Veterans Expressway and the AMC 24 movie theater right off the Waters exit, that's where Tampa Joe's is. In what is that, Peter? The northeast corner of that whole area. USF, North Texas. I'm going to try to make my way up there to be with you at some point Friday night. So let's see what happens with USF on Friday night. And then we got the Buccaneer game coming Sunday with the 49ers. So
gotta love it. Football life. This is what it's all about.
Hey, and again, if USF wins, all right, then in the Rives household, we have the collision course of this, big time.
Yes.
And then if the Buccaneers win on Sunday and get to 5-1, how hyped is that Lions Monday night game the following week? This is what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. Yes.
Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun with it.
All right, Mr. TJ Rives of the Buccaneer Radio Network, the media icon here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. We appreciate your time, my friend. All right.
Have a great night for all the sports web heads. Keep knocking them dead, Peter. Great to be with you.
Great to be with you. There you go. TJ Rives. That's it right there. You got your questions in. We'll continue to do that throughout the weeks. All right. I want to go out to Instagram Live really quick, and then we will get out to the web heads here. You guys are all web heads to me. Let's see. Baker Mayfield for president, says Van House Life. Elias Rubio, what's been the biggest difference between this year's offense and last season's? They've been able to finish, and I think it's one player. It's Emeka Ibuka, right? You had all the injuries to the wide receiving room. Godwin was out. Evans is out. You had a better running game. You have a reshuffled offensive line, but you've been able to finish, and you've had youthful exuberance, if you will, if I can say that. Youthful exuberance with Tez Johnson and, of course, Emeka Ibuka added to that wide receiving room. So with the injuries you've had with Jalen McMillan and Mike Evans and Chris Godwin coming back slowly, you've been able to sustain and, I believe, be better. Of course, you want the running game to improve. I think it will get better with this offensive line being able to gel, if you will. So good stuff there, Elias. Guy on the phone is on point. Most of our guys are on point when they call this show. Elias, you can definitely call the show if you want to. And Malcolm Poots, let's go out to Mr. Abraham. Abraham, welcome to the Evolution, my friend.
Hello, Peter. Yeah, so I was listening to TJ, and I think that last year they were very close. I mean, I was at the game, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I was there with Murray and his wife and my friend from Fort Myers, Alan. So that was the game of the week. Tom Brady was there, I think.
It was. Yes, it was. Remember, Baker Mayfield giving Nick Bosa a stiff
I was
arm
right there. I saw it.
On the fourth down and making the throw to Rashad White and catching that. I mean, just an amazing play. Just another amazing play that Baker does for this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team. Right, Bake?
Shake and bake.
There you go.
See, that game went down to the wire, and it was just a matter of a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see any reason why it can't tilt to the Bucs' favor, because they didn't have Godwin or Evans, and they had forgot the name of the Trey. I think a couple of backup receivers that they played. I mean, so the quality of talent they got this year, even with the injuries they got now, it's better than they had last year. And they got White still there, and who else? You
got Sean Tucker, you got Cade Otton, you got Tez Johnson, you got Emeka Ibuka, you got Chris Godwin in the fold, you got Sterling Shepard. I mean, they got plenty of weapons.
People forget that they had injuries last year too.
Of course they did.
And so, I mean, it's still, they found a way to pull out victories. I mean, they hung tough with a lot of teams. So I think there's revenge is a factor, because the 49ers beat them at home in a very close game.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, but as far as playing the Lions, I don't know. I think the Lions have a chip on their shoulder from their last loss they had to the Bucs, but we'll say that for that week. But
yeah,
I think the Bucs do have a chance. I think it's just who's hungrier and who wants to win more. That's going to win. That's it. The hungrier team will win. Well, that's it. I think we got the edge right here with Baker Mayfield. So that's all I got to say.
It's good stuff, and you're exactly right, Abraham. Anything else here on the Sports Web, my friend?
Well, yeah, we're gonna make it out there to Tampa Joe to see you for a USF game.
All right.
Because Yeah, so me and Murray, we talked about it. I got USF gear for me and Murray, so we're gonna go and hang out with you and give you support, and check out the food, good food there at Tampa Joe's.
It is great food. They have got great wings. They hand me wings right up when I'm on camera. They know, they know what I like, right? And they know that I'm going to promote it. And of course, anybody who goes out there, you're going to have a good time, especially when it comes to a USF watch party. And we got you covered, USF Bulls fans, for all your away watch party needs. It's Tampa Joe's, 9316 Anderson Road in Tampa. Great food, great atmosphere, and of course, home of the evolution of sports talk television. Anything else, my friend?
That's it. Well, we'll you have a great weekend. Let's hope go Bulls and go Bucs.
Oh, I love it. There you go. He said go Bucs. He said go Bulls. That's good. And then he also said go Bucs. So go Bucs.
Wait up, no, boy. Wait up.
Todd, are you excited?
It's exciting.
It is.
Yeah!
How about this?
Shake and bake.
How about this?
We got the job, baby.
How about this?
Fire the cannon.
How's this? There's the old sound effect. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Marine, I saw that you called in, so we'll take your phone call. Open phone lines if you want to call back. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. So we will continue to read these comments from Facebook, LinkedIn Live. We even got a comment from LinkedIn Live. How about that? Tim Hayes says, what's up, Peter? What's up with you?
Oh, yeah.
Damn it, Jim.
Damn it, Jim. What the hell is the matter with
He
you?
said it'll be on YouTube. Very cool. All right. Rolling in the red zone. Thank you for reposting it. Let's go out to the Marine himself. Mr. Ron Bucks Fantastic. Is it McClary?
Yes, sir. Bucks fanatic McClary.
There you go, McClary. All right, McClary. What do you got?
Hey, Pete. So, I was listening to, when TJ was on. And so, I know you guys touched on some of the things and some of the callers brought up some good points. So the special teams, man, I don't know what is the deal. It seems like, what is it, three or four consecutive games now, there's been some type of letdown in that area.
Block
so we know we
punts
got to, we know
bad coverage,
clean that up,
right? Mm-hmm.
And letting returners get field position, compromised field position. It was just it's been constant. And the block kicks, and I really hope they can get control of that and clean some of that up. And other than that, I don't want to sound overly pessimistic tonight, but then what do you do next, Pete? You start looking at the coach, firing the coach, or someone's got to light a fire, whether it's Bowles, he's the starting point, the anchor of the team, being the head coach. Like, hey man, what's going on? This is
listen. I think
now that we're in the game, numerous games,
right.
Multiple games, it's a glaring issue. So something's
right.
There has to be a reason, right?
It's
you can't put the blame. It is a team sport.
It is a mixed. It is a mixed bag, Ron. It is definitely a mixed bag at this point because you got Chase McLaughlin, who's Mr. Clutch, Mr. 65-yard outside field goal there. And you have bad, kickoff coverage. You got bad punt coverage. You're not tackling. And then again, Riley Dixon is under the microscope, and he's he's got competition being brought in for his job, and he does what he needs to do to pin the opposing team down at the 1 yard line. So I don't think it's all bad, but I agree with you. It's definitely been one of the sore spots on this team, and it will definitely hurt them and cost them a victory or two if they don't get it cleaned up. And I think it goes back to what Todd Bowles said a couple of weeks ago. We're exploring all options. Just paraphrasing, he said it was not just coaching, was not just players, it was everything, every avenue. Even when they brought competition in to get Riley Dixon not to have his job, and he kept his job. So obviously they liked what he was able to do, and you have to like what he was able to do versus Seattle. As crazy as it sounds, when they were in their own goal zone or goal line there, I was worried about him being able to get the punt out fast enough, and he was able to get the punt out. And then again, he had a great punt down at the 1 yard line. So again, I definitely agree with you. It is a mixed bag. I understand that, but I just think it's got to be worked out. It's going to be worked out. And if it's not worked out, then yeah, there's definitely some changes that need to happen. I know there's Bucs fans out there want to fire the special teams coach and all this other stuff, but I just don't know if that's going to happen during the year. And I don't know if
yeah, you don't want to keep up with just the fire the guy.
Well, that's just it's just what a lot of Bucs fans put out there. I get it. I understand it.
Yeah, but when the trend just kind of continues. But
continues.
Yes. I like Riley Dixon though. There's something about him, and he's a specimen. I mean, he's a big guy, tall guy. There's something about him. I think that he could really bring some good, stock to this team.
Yeah,
and I don't think he's all to blame because just as much as what were they saying? He's got a slow delivery from the point of catching the ball to kicking. Well, but also at the same time, as I mentioned, it's a team sport. You have to block the guy. I mean,
yeah,
a couple of those plays, the person just ran right through the center, and the guard, ran right through unblocked. So can you really fully blame, him? So yeah, it like you said, mixed bag.
Yeah, it's on blocking too. It's on blocking and executing the play. Blocking is not good. That needs to clean up. But, it's a coachable thing, but it has to get corrected because if it doesn't get corrected, then again, it's going to affect you in some way. I mean, how did it affect you against the Philadelphia Eagles? You get a block punt and they're up 7-0. That hurts you. Those are the hidden points. People say, don't talk about special teams. It's always offense and defense. But that's the reason why you got to play 3 phases of the game, and you have to play them almost certainly perfectly. And when you have a big turn of events or a turnover, something along the lines of a punt return or a kick return, it changes the field position. It's a big factor. It puts your defense in a hole. When you give up a block punt, you're up 7-0. The momentum shifts to, of course, the opposing team because now they're up 7 points and you didn't expect that. So it's disappointing. It did cost them a game against the Philadelphia Eagles, if you will, with the getting up 7-0. So you definitely got to clean that up, and you got to clean it up quick. And I think Todd Bowles and this coaching staff will do that here in the next couple of weeks. If not,
I think so.
Some changes will have to happen.
Yeah, I think so too. And another thing, I don't know if when I tuned in, I don't know if you had any prior callers tonight that mentioned this. I mean, I think it goes along the line of depth and concern for the injuries. And we know, and as we know, it's not just going on with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as much as we love our team and we support our guys and our team and our franchise. It was in the current. I don't know if you saw the current program where they showed some, the drafting of Mecca Ibuka.
Yes, I did.
And Morrison.
Yep.
And I was concerned, man, about. I'm not going to lie. And Pete, I'm not trying to be pessimistic, but sometimes you got to take the good with the bad. But bringing it up sometimes and talking about it, it's just something that I had foresaw. He had some major injuries, or pretty key injuries out of Notre Dame, and one of the scouts felt like, because he was good to go at the combine, he was ready to go. And see, I just think that was a risk. I mean, that was a high risk that they're taking him at number 2. I mean, he's been bloused so far.
Well, listen, when
he has been injured, and
when he's been able to play, and you're right, he had a hamstring injury, in camp, had a hamstring injury now, but when he's been able to play, you saw the future when he's able to play. And that's a big time point. And you're exactly right. Had a hip injury at Notre Dame. Would have been a first 15 pick. That's how good he is. You saw how good he was versus the Philadelphia Eagles. So what they're anticipating is that Dean, of course, got hurt. He's already hurt. You move Morrison into that spot, and eventually he'll take over that position. But, of course, it comes down to what? It comes down to best ability is availability, and it hasn't happened for him. But just the little flashes of brilliance, just the little body of work. To me, he's a better corner right now. If he's healthy, he's a better corner than Jamel Dean. Don't you think? That's an upgrade, a big-time upgrade. I love Jamel Dean. I don't hate him. I think he's too inconsistent. Right.
You just don't have the time frame that Jamel's given us to. I think he's, as far as playing time. And some of, we've seen Jamel can pick passes off. We've seen him be physical. We see him with his size and his stature, and so Jamel's had some tough go arounds out there, and but I know that they've asked Bowles about it, and I know when like T-Crass even mentioned at one time, is one of your players, one of your problem guys you have to get on, Jamel Dean, and he kind of said actually not. He's not really one. He usually does what he's supposed to do, but. Yeah, I mean, I like Dean. I like him, his size and his, but he's, he's had some he's had some tough, rough, moments out there, but everyone does. But I think his longevity, in all fairness, but if you're comparing, him to the time he's been here to, yes, we need to see more of a body of work from Morrison. I'm just concerned in the sense of the premise that they took him in the second round, knowing about these injuries, and they thought he was up to speed with what he did in the combine. But, so far we've seen he's been hurt a lot more. And then, as soon as he got back out and got through camp, he was hurt. He couldn't play right away. And then once he did play, now he's right back out with injury. I hope that isn't the case moving forward. Obviously, I think he could be.
Listen, I think it's a risk you got to take because again, he's a top 15 selection. I understand. A lot of people talked about the hip. If the Bucs medicals came back and they said, you know what, we're going to go with this guy, the tape does not lie. He is a pure shutdown corner. He's got the ball skills. He's got the athleticism. He's got it all. Again, the major question is going forward, can he stay healthy? If he can, I think you got to take that risk in the second round, and I would still take that risk. I would take that risk. I would. So
you don't think we maybe stuck our neck out there a little bit too high, taking him in the second round? Pete,
no. And I'm going to tell you why, my friend. Because in Broadway, I see you, Corey. I see you. Definitely use those second calls. I appreciate you, but we're talking to the Marine right now here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. That's what we do. We're having a talk here. You're going to come back to me, and it's going to be about a month and a half when Morrison gets the opportunity to play, and you're going to go, you know what, Pete? You were right. I would have taken that chance too. In fact, he's going to look like a first-round pick in the future. And I'm telling you right now, that back end, look at that back end. I'm not trying to be perverted here, all right, to get your mind out of the gutter, but the back end there, Antoine Winfield Jr., Tyke Smith, you got Jacob Parrish, and then Morrison. Yeah. That right there is your young core. And, of course, Christian Izzian. That's your young core right now. That's looking really, really good at this point. So, Marine, you're going to come back to me and you're going to tell me that I was right about this. We got to run, my friend, but I appreciate the call. Use that second one if you want to, all right?
Okay, Pete. Yeah, Parrish been looking good too, brother. But, yeah, I'll probably use that second call. Good stuff, man. Pete.
I appreciate you, bud. Appreciate you. Yep. Thank you for your service as always, my friend.
All right. Thanks, Pete.
All right, brother.
Go Bucs.
Yes, absolutely. Right, you said the key word right there. He said, go Bucs, go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Hey, Todd, did we get it?
We got the job, baby.
We did get it.
How about them Bucs, baby? Fire the cannon.
Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. So who is trying to call in? Who is this? Hold on a sec. Is this somebody? Who is this right here? Because we'll call them back. We'll see if we can get them on here.
Your call has been forwarded.
Well, we can't get them on there, so we're not going to try them. Who else tried to call in? Because I want to miss calls. If you tried to call in, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. We'll go out to the comments. As always, Facebook stars are open. If you want to give to the content, like the content, give to the content. And, of course, YouTube super chats, as always, as we are live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and, of course, LinkedIn Live and Instagram Live. So Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn Live, Twitter, and Instagram Live. What do you want? TikTok. I know. I want TikTok, too. We're trying to work on getting on TikTok. All right, let's go out to Broadway, I believe. Is this Broadway?
Yeah.
All right, use your second call, my friend. What's on your mind tonight? Hold on a sec here. Stand by, Broadway. Okay. All right. Hello, Alex? Alex?
Yeah.
Stand by. We got Broadway on, and then we'll come out to you, okay?
Okay, no problem.
All right, stand by. Let's go out to Broadway here. Go ahead.
I wanted to know your pick. As far as your numbers for the season, what do you see as far as wins and losses?
I saw this team as a 12-5 team. Make no mistake about it. Baker Mayfield, this offense being better, of course, with the inclusion of with the pickups of young talent there, with the Mecca Ibuka and Tez Johnson. And the reemergence of Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, especially Chris Godwin, I thought this team was a 12-5, and I thought they would be better defensively, and I still think they can be better defensively with Hassan Reddick and Yaya Diaby. So 12-5 was my pick at the beginning of the year, and I'm sticking to it.
I picked a 13-4.
All right. Well, I think you're pretty close. I think we're pretty close here. Great minds think alike, Broadway.
Thank you very much. And I just want to say what you said and the previous caller said. It's all got to work together like a great old machine.
Yes, you're exactly right, my friend.
All the different factors have to work together.
Yes.
And we have to fix things, but we also have to adapt and overcome on the fly.
Love it.
Injuries happen, and that's what we've been doing.
That's it.
So I see our problems, but I'm optimistic.
Well, that's okay. That's okay to be optimistic about this team because, again, they have their fair share of injuries, but the optimism should definitely be there in the next couple weeks because once you hit that bye week, then you start getting back some of these players and you start getting back a Mike Evans. You start getting back a Luke Gedeke. You start getting back a Jalen McMillan and possibly a Jamel Dean and most likely a Benjamin Morrison. And then hopefully, God willing, that you have a complete team at this point. Broadway, I appreciate the call as always, my friend. All right?
Thank you. And I just want to say, when the whole team gets healthy, we're going to be like a team that the NFL hasn't seen in years.
I agree. I completely agree, my friend. It's going to be scary.
Thank you, Peter.
All right. Scary
and congratulations on your new job.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. It's always good, Broadway. All right. Let's go out to Mr. Alex Nunster here. Mr. Alex, what's on your mind? Welcome to the Evolution, my friend.
Would you mind if I slightly shift the show around just a minute?
Just a little bit, yes. I know you want to shift gears to the Rays ownership, so go for it, my friend.
Yes. So what are your thoughts? So I know it was a short 30-minute meeting, and as you know, the very first thing that came out was, of course, the stadium issue.
Mm-hmm.
How confident are you now? Do you feel? I know a lot of questions weren't really answered, but you gotta think about it. They've had control over the team a little over a week now. I think everything was official last Tuesday, to be exact.
Correct.
But if you were to say, how do you feel about this new ownership? Are you confident? Do you think they're going to make a splash? Do you think they're going to stick to the commitments to Tampa Bay? Because that's a lot of questions, obviously, fans and the community. Do you think they end up in the St. Pete side? I don't think so. Do you think? Do you have a stadium location that do you think?
Yes.
I'll put mine in real quick and then I'll let you answer yours.
Okay.
But I'll answer my stadium location that I think is the most likely to have, and then I want you to put your thought into all of this. Based off everything that I know, he made it very well known that he wanted over 100 acres of land, the batter's eye of the Atlanta Braves, which, by the way, is a beautiful, beautiful complex. I've been there once. They did a tremendous job. The way the Braves did it, just real quick, they were able to accomplish that in two and a half years to build and opening day. So it took 2.5 years. Now, granted, I don't know the situation with Tampa and all that stuff that goes with it. HCC seems to be the most likely. HCC next to the Bucs Stadium, next to the Steinbrenner,
right?
Obviously, seems to be the most likely due to the fact that he made it known he wants over 100 acres of land. Due to the fact that if you look at Truist Ballpark, the Atlanta Braves, the Battery's Eye, they have built a beautiful. I don't know if you've ever been there, but I've been there once. They built a beautiful community around it. It's like a shopping plaza and so much more around it. It's absolutely gorgeous stadium.
All right, let me answer your question. I definitely agree with you. I think it could be HCC because he did say 100 acres. There seems like there is something available. I always thought it was Ybor Harbor also. So we'll see how that works. But right now it looks like it's HCC. I do not think it's going to be in St. Pete. Unfortunately, at this point, for a lot of Pinellas County fans, I just think it belongs in Hillsborough County at the end of the day. Who pays for it? I think, listen, Major League Baseball is not going to handpick this group to go and strike out at the plate when it comes to the stadium situation. We saw that with Stu Sternberg. Enough of that nonsense. I'm definitely confident. I have nothing but the uttermost confidence in this new ownership that not only will they get a new stadium done, but also they will change their way of thinking when it comes to spending money. Now, with that being said, I think it's congruent with the fact of getting that new stadium and how important it is. I would like them to spend money here in the next couple of years. I don't know if it's going to happen. I think Junior Caminero is got to be your first priority because he's a superstar, and you're definitely going to have to sign him to a long-term deal because you don't want him to go somewhere else. You don't want to trade him, and I think those days are done. I definitely think this ownership group it will be more invested, more committed into the Tampa Bay community, and they're going to want to stay here. And it's not just about Tampa. It's about Tampa Bay, the surrounding communities, the surrounding cities. And this is what Rays fans deserve. They deserve this type of ownership where you have the Glazers who have done everything for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where you have Jeff Finnick, where he's done everything for the Tampa Bay Lightning. It is the blueprint. It has been put out there. And I definitely have confidence in this new ownership going forward. Hope that
last thing that I want to add before I get out of here, everything you said is completely on point. It's going to be pivotal for the ownership to make a stamp on the community immediately, just like Jeff Vinnick, the Glazers, and their foundations. You could tell. I know it was only 30 minutes, but you can tell that these three guys that are, the key leadership of this organization are very excited to be here in Tampa Bay. And that is exactly what fans deserve.
Exactly. Because people knew when Stu was here, he wanted to go somewhere else. And even though he says he didn't, he did. He's a liar. Yep. He always wanted to go somewhere else.
Now,
he was either Montreal
I want to add one more thing, and then I'm going to get out of here.
Sure.
And if I have time, I'll use another.
You have another phone call. Yes. Come on.
The last thing, do not expect, I'm going to be honest with you, do not expect, based off his comments and what I got out of it, and correct me if I'm wrong before I go, is I'm not expecting this ownership group to make a big splash on moves the first couple years. I think they will extend Caminero. I think that's pivotal. But you do that, and then I think you're going to see and you're going to find out that the Rays and the Rays front office are going to stick with what has worked for the first couple years, because you got to think, I'm not saying this is a.
Well, to be fair, the last 2 years it hasn't worked.
No,
right?
absolutely. No, absolutely.
Right.
But you gotta think this, and this is what I want you to answer before I go. And this is what I think the Rays organization needs to do. As a Patrick Zalopsky, actually, it's actually pronounced Zalopsky.
Oh, that was Zalopsky.
I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. But anyway, if I am Patrick, the Rays have talent. The Rays had enough talent to get extremely far. I think the Rays are just as good as the Yankees and the Jays are, which, by the way, the Yankees are 3 outs away from being eliminated in the postseason.
Well, how about that?
But
New
anyway,
York Yankees.
The problem is with the Rays is they have to get away from the Yankees' ways too and put the analytics aside. Kevin Cash is a great manager. Kevin Cash is a hell of a manager. And for all of those saying he's terrible, blah, 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 you don't know anything about baseball. He is the most winningest manager with absolutely less. And I'm excited to see with this new ownership what he can do with more. But in the first couple years, you're going to see that the Rays are going to stick with what has worked for the first couple years until the community, until the fans reinvest into come back to the Trop, have the attendance increase.
Alex,
then I think
to that point, I don't think they're going to give it away. I don't think they're going to tell you what they want to do. Like, everybody wants to see. They're not going to have a retractable stadium, which
absolutely not.
They're
which
not
is
going
dumb
to do
anyway.
that. They're not going to do that. It's going to be closed off dome, whatever else.
Yeah.
But I don't expect them to give away their plans. So everybody's saying they kind of know from that press conference. I'm not ready.
No. I'm saying is that he made it known that he's going to trust Neander and Cash and that front office to continue what they've been doing, which is what he said.
Right.
Now, with that being said, does he add payroll? I don't know. But I think the very first thing you're going to do is to bring the fans back. If I'm a fan, it's the last thing, and I'm going to get out of here. this is the last thing. You know what I want to see?
What's that?
I want to see a splash. I want to go buy opening day 2026 back in the Trop. I want to go in the race shop and I want to buy me a Caminero jersey because I know he's going to be here for a long term. When I go to, I want to know that there is a player that this ownership has invested to say, you know what, we're going to make a change. We're not going to let guys go. Sure, Juan Franco and all that situation went to hell, and we're not going to talk about that here on this show. But I want to see 2026 opening day back in the Trop. They've already announced that they're going to invest into a lot in the Trop to make it better, to make the fan experience, which, by the way, was another huge thing that I loved hearing. Make the fan experience better. You want to buy your fans back? These fans have been through hell.
Alex, I'm sorry. That is where it's at, my friend. That's exactly where it's at. Good stuff as always.
I'll call in again sometime. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Appreciate you too. I can hear the excitement. I appreciate the excitement. I love that. Because that's the way Rays fans should be. We'll get back to Bucs in just a moment because I know there's some people that called in. So we will try to call them back. That's what we do here on the Sports Web. Try to call people back. I don't want them to necessarily miss their call. So we'll call them back and see if we can get them on the line because I don't want them to miss. I think we missed them. Corey, you called the Sports Web. What's on your mind, boss?
Hey, what's going on, man? What we talking about tonight? We talking about the Bucs.
We're talking about the Bucs, man. Your confidence level with this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team 1 to 10 against the 49ers. Start there.
I'll say about a 7. Both of us been playing with like a lot of reserves, a lot of backups and everything. But we still been finding ways to win. So I'm kind of confident, man. I think they can pull it out. We do be having our problems with the 49ers lately.
Well, that's why I think the Bucs are due, right? The same thing with the Eagles. The Eagles had their problems with the Bucs, and they were due. They got their win, even though it was kicking and screaming with the offense basically doing absolutely nothing in the second half. They got the win. So maybe this is the same thing here with the Bucs and the 49ers, as the 49ers lately have had the Bucs number. The Bucs nearly beat them last year and weren't able to close it out. I think they can do it this year, and they're catching a 49er team that, by the way, most likely is going to be without their starting quarterback in Brock Purdy. You're going to be without Greg Kittle. You're going to be without Nick Bosa. You're going to be without a couple of your wide receivers at this point. So the Bucs could be catching this team at the right time. I am fully confident with this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team on Sunday.
Right. Do you think we have to put together a campaign for Baker for Heisman like they do in college?
Well, I don't think it's Baker for Heisman, but definitely Baker for MVP. I mean, what do you think, Corey?
MVP.
Do you think he's an MVP of the league?
Yeah, I mean, we might have to put a campaign together, because Tampa's such a small market, man. They don't want to give us nothing. So,
well, we need to change that whole mindset that Tampa's a small market. Tampa's the 11th largest market. There are some damn good Buccaneer fans here. There are some damn good Tampa Bay sports fans here. We just need to come together, stop trying to bicker with each other. Some of the people that are fans right now haven't been through the tough times that Bucs fans have been through, that Lightning fans have been through, that Rays fans have been through. We need to educate those fans instead of trying to fight back and forth with them. But this is a big market. We just got to treat our sports teams better. And what I mean by that is Sunday, if 49er fans are coming out like the Philadelphia Eagle fans and they're out showing the Bucs fans, we got a problem. Bucs fans need to pack that stadium up.
Peter.
Yes.
Hate to cut you off. I went to that Eagles game last year, and the Eagles fans took over our stadium, man.
They did it this year too, bro. And listen, I couldn't stand it because I was out the tailgate there, What the Buck, which will be out there on Sunday afternoon, getting you ready for Bucs versus 49ers. And listen, I love opposing fans, but when you hear that damn chant over and over again, EAGLES, it makes me want to PUKE, puke, green, because I'm tired of seeing all the green that was out there with hearing all this Eagles chants and nonsense. Listen, the reason why you have home field advantage in the first place is to have Buccaneer fans show up and show out. So hopefully if you're going or the Bucs fans are going, you show up and show out the opposing fans, especially 49er fans. 49er fans are not going to travel. So it should be all red, all pewter, all creamsicle, all white, whatever the hell you want to wear, all Bucs fans. Enough of this nonsense that this market is not big enough to support their football teams, their baseball teams, their hockey teams. I completely disagree. I love the fans here. They need to come out, show out, and let's do it, man. Let's show Florida. Let's show the United States. Let's show all these national media talking heads that continue to, want to talk down on this fan base that this is a powerful Tampa Bay sports fan. We are powerful Tampa Bay sports fans. We need to be heard. We can show out, and we can do it. That's what I say.
Yes, sir. Hey, last thing I want to say, then I'm gonna get up out of here.
Yes.
How you feel about them moving Parrish from inside out? They say he can play the nickel and he can play the field. But I just seen they signed somebody to the practice squad. His name Mallet or something. So, you think they probably go call him up, or they feel good with the situation with Morrison and Dean out?
Well, you might have Morrison, Dean, and also Zion McCollum now. So, again, that's a sore spot. We'll see.
What happened to McCollum?
According to the media icon, Mr. TJ Rives of the Buccaneer Radio Network, he was in some type of sling at this point. So,
oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
We ain't got no corner.
We need a healing spell or something. We need to bring in somebody like one of those witch doctors, not from New Orleans. We need somebody in here to do something because these injuries are getting out of control. But they're all out of control of the National Football League right now. It's crazy, and it's because of all the rules that have been put into place to protect players and not have reps and not have preseason. It's
right. Yep. You ain't getting reps. Yep.
It's not surprising. I mean, this is a war of attrition. You've got to have the reps. I never played football before in the National Football League, college, high school, tried, but never did it. But you have to understand that you have to get the reps there. You have to get your body in football shape. And you look at all the injuries that have happened around the league. There's one thing that's changed from yesteryear. It's not just the workout methods and the supplements. It's the fact of the time that you're putting in, and this is what you get out of it.
Right. They cut all that 2 days out and all that stuff to build your body up to make you tougher and stronger. They cut it out, like you said. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's all loading right now. I never understood. I mean, I get it. Everybody's loading and doing this and doing that, but you have injuries all across the league at this point. It ruins the game. It really does.
Yeah.
So,
okay, man. Well, I think we're going to get the W on Sunday, man, and go Bucs.
Right. Yeah, go Bucs. Absolutely, my friend. Appreciate it. As always, he says, go Bucs, go Bucs. Go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Go Bucs.
Yeah!
Go Bucs.
We got the job, baby.
We did. All right, let's go out to this guy.
Damn it, Jim. What the hell's the matter with you?
Jim, using your second call. What's on your mind tonight? Welcome to the Evolution.
All right, that webhead always talking about the Rays.
Yeah.
Go Reds, Ellie Daily Crew.
And then go Reds. Get out of here with the Reds.
That's great off the shot right there.
Yeah, stop with that Reds talk. I know you're in Cincinnati, Ohio, or you're in Ohio there. You're Cincinnati.
I live in Dayton, right above.
How'd you become a Bucs fan, by the way?
I moved to Sarasota, Florida when I was 2.
Okay.
So we moved back to Dayton from my grandparents.
Wow, you have to move back down here, my friend.
Yeah, maybe one day. I'm thinking about it.
All right.
All right. But listen.
Yes.
I wanted to talk about NFL good, bad, and ugly.
All right, go for it. Good, bad, and ugly from Jim right here. Go ahead.
First the good, we got interviews from Tampa Bay. What's the beat lady? Hold on, I'm going.
The beat lady?
I don't know her. I can't remember her name, but she did an interview with Graham Barton.
Okay.
And what's our? Do you know? I'm gonna put you on the spot. Do you know our offensive coordinator, quarterback coach's name?
Thad Lewis. Yes, you're talking about Casey Phillips on Buccaneer Radio. I listened to the interview. Go ahead.
Yeah, Thad. So she did an interview with Cam Barton too on Team Players Chat or something.
Yes.
She got a little
correct
podcast, whatever.
Yeah. And
then what else is going on? When they talking about this 49er game, so I give it 9.5.
Okay.
I'm gonna give the 49ers a little credit, but I guess they banged up too, so we're gonna see. Battle of the banged up teams.
Yep, a battle of the banged up teams at this point, but I think Tampa Bay is in better position because why? They have most likely the MVP of the league right now, Baker Mayfield. Is that good?
Yeah. All right, let's go to the bad. It ain't our teams, thank God.
All right.
We got let's start with Joe Flacco going to Cincinnati.
Elderly abuse behind that line. Yes, sir. Go for it.
And then we still not going to start Shedeur Sanders.
And yes.
He's second.
Well, that's the Browns.
Second on the Brownies.
Yes, until
then,
Dylan Gabriel gets hurt. Then you start Shedeur Sanders probably. Go ahead.
And then we're going to go to, what is his name? The owner of the daggone Cowboys.
Jerry Jones.
He didn't got fined for some reason. I don't know what he did.
He flicked off a Jets fan, yes.
Yeah, he got fined for that.
Yeah.
Then what we said, good, ugly, and what was the last one?
Good, bad, and ugly. What's the ugly one?
Yeah, the ugly. Butt fumble was getting ready to get hired from for Fox News to do sports news.
Well, he's already a Fox Sports broadcaster, man.
What's his name?
Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, old Sanchez, and he stabbed up a truck driver. See, I used to be a truck driver. I felt bad for the truck driver. He was 60-some years old out there working, and he gonna stab the man up. I don't know if they knew each other.
I don't know what's going on with that, but you know how I feel about this. Priority is you're a Fox Sports broadcaster. You used to be an NFL quarterback, not a great one, but you get a cushy job like that. Keep yourself out of the public eye. Stop putting a target on your back. Mark Sanchez and anybody out there, put the cell phones away. Stay out of trouble. Stay out of the bars. Stay out of bars after 2 o'clock because nothing good happens after 2 o'clock. Trust me. Nothing does.
Yeah, He wilding. He probably gonna lose that job.
He's wilding, all right. He's been wilding right in the jail, right in prison without a job.
Yeah, you can't stab people up.
Yeah, you wild up in jail there too. Somebody can stab you in jail, then you're done. I mean, stay out of the trouble at this point. I don't know.
Anyway, when you messing up his paycheck, hopefully Fox say no, we can't even do it no more.
Well, I don't think Fox is going to have him back. He'll probably lose his job at this point. I mean, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
So
I don't know, but Fox is Fox. They might be wilding, but I don't think they're gonna do it.
Yeah, they ain't wilding that much, my friend. All right. Good stuff
man,
there, Jim.
That's all I got, man.
Thank you for I like that segment. Good, bad, and ugly with Jim right there. Damn it, Jim, that was good.
Damn it, Jim, what the hell's the matter with you?
All right, I appreciate that. Good, bad, and ugly. We got people calling in with segments, sound effects. You guys are come prepared tonight. I love it. All right, let's see here. Chris, let's go. Joseph Trump, okay. Breaking news, Baker Mayfield just signed a deal with the New York Giants. I know you're trolling.
That's great off the suck right there.
Last week, when was promised to us 3,000 years ago. Christopher Cole, evening, everyone. Cubs are not done yet. Yes, they survived tonight. They avoided the sweep by the Milwaukee Brewers.
Ooh, yeah.
Good for you. Go Cubs, go. Ben Cornette, exciting times in Tampa, 4-1. USF playing well. New ownership with the Rays. Ben Cornette from Las Vegas. Absolutely. Mike D. Roche's. Oh, Canada. Peter is the GOAT. I appreciate you. You are the GOAT.
Yes!
Let's go out to Van House Life. You look like Chris. I don't know what you're talking about. Joe Sway. What happened to the Lightning? No talk about them, Mr. Sports Web. We threw it out there. I'm going to have some Lightning talk here in a couple weeks when I get my guys on from We the Thunder. Shooter and, of course, Schoolie there. So we will have some Lightning talk, I promise you. Won't be able to call in because the Phillies game is starting, okay? Show me how you do it, Peter. I'm inspired. You do it because you want to do it. You do it because you love it. You do it because people don't think you can do it, and you got to show them how to do it. 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. David says, what's up with Godwin? Godwin's okay. Risa here. Jojo White. What's up, Peter? Hope all is well. Godwin Jr. Don't look right. Again, getting back to, that horrific injury. It's going to take a little bit, but you saw a little bit of flashes of brilliance, if you will, especially on third down. Let me go out to Joshua. Joshua, welcome to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, my friend. What's on your mind tonight?
How's it going, Pete?
What's going on, boss? How you doing?
Doing good. I just wanted to touch on the injury situation.
Okay.
I know a lot of people say we have like the best, if not some of the best in the medical field, but I think it'd just be absurd to say we can't get better or improve ways to, I guess, just implement better safety for the players. I know a lot of teams like the Eagles have different like methods that their medical staff implements, but I don't know. I just feel like somebody could improve somewhere because the rate we get injured just season after season, I feel like somebody higher up in the Glaciers have to at least be looking like, hey, where can we get better here? Because it's getting to be a problem, I think. But
definitely getting to be a problem, and I understand. And you also have players that have been injured before, so you have to consider that. And again, I think it goes back to, a lot of people will say the Bucs have lots of injuries, which they do, but do they have as many injuries as some teams? I just think it runs rampant right now. It seems like the Bucs have these major injuries because they're to the superstars. But you look at around the National Football League, those teams also have some major injuries. So to me, it's not just a medical staff thing. And listen, I don't know the inner workings of the Tampa Bay organization when it comes to medical. As I always say here, I'm not a doctor, don't even play one on TV. I just think it runs rampant in the National Football League right now because of, you have less reps. You don't have as much time as you used to. It's changed. The game has changed from 10 to 15 years ago. It's stronger, faster. And when you have less reps and you're not necessarily in all football shape, I think these things are bound to happen, especially the soft tissue injuries that we've seen more and more of here. Josh, you would have to say in the last couple of years here, especially with the hamstring and the groin and stuff like those are the soft tissue ones that just they seem like they are lingering, and you have more and more of those every year. So it's disappointing, but
I'd agree that their injuries are just typical for every season. But right. I don't know. I hope behind the scenes we're looking for new technology to implement. New training methods, anything to kind of just improve the scenery.
I think they're always on the cutting edge of it. I think this whole organization, whether it's improving the stadium's Wi-Fi, improving the stadium facilities, and improving the training facilities. You have the indoor facility. I think they're always trying to improve things, and I definitely think that goes with medical. I would definitely assume, and I think it would be also, it would be a broad stroke, right, by the NFL trying to do the same thing because, of course, they don't want all their players injured because, yes, it is a multi-billion-dollar revenue business, but you want to keep players on the field. So I think the NFL will be looking into this. And you start to see some resolution here in the next couple of years, especially when you sign a new players agreement. Do not be surprised if maybe the owners go to the Players Association and say, listen, we need to have more reps. We need to do more because we have these injuries. And the Players Association, like they've done throughout the years, will probably roll over because they'll be promised more money at this point. I'm just looking into my crystal ball, but I think that will probably take place here in the next couple of years. Just my opinion.
That's right. And I just want to say, I like how the Sports Web shirts turned out. They're pretty fresh. I like the orange one you were rocking last.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, I got to thank Travis Meserol. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. And Sure Shot, because they got me, looking good. And we were always looking at the logo, always trying to keep the logo looking fresh and looking great. Because you can't just wear one black shirt all the time and one red shirt. You got to change it up, my friend.
I remember we were working on a couple of things. I have a couple of little things I'll throw you too.
Okay.
I think
all right.
Send you. But and then last thing, man, got to get that All-Star tacked back up behind you, man.
I know. I got to do that, man. It's one of those things where I got to get a case for it. I don't have a case for it, so I got to get a case for it. I can't put it on the wall. I'm kind of restricted by it. By the roommates here, so I gotta adjust a little bit, but I'm definitely gonna get it up somehow on that wall some way. So yes, I agree with you on that. Absolutely.
I appreciate you, Pete.
Hey man,
go Bucs.
Appreciate you. Yes, sir. He says go Bucs, go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up. We got the job, baby. We got the job, baby. How about them Bucs, baby?
All right, open phone line 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Let's see here. So Godwin Jr. doesn't look right. Again, I think it's going to take some time, but he's getting back there. You saw him on third down. He did drop some passes. It's going to take a little bit, but I'm telling you, maybe this is the game. I thought the game was to Seattle. Maybe the game is against San Francisco. Maybe it takes him after the bye week, but Godwin will be back. Never rule this kid out. You know this all too well. Bucs pass D is very vanilla. Christian Fuentes there. Bucky is out another game. Yes, that's very true there on LinkedIn Live. Thank you very much for tuning in right there. Love that. Godwin Jr. won't look right until week 7 after the bye week. Christopher Cole, agree with you on that. Nick Rabano, believe I'm pronouncing your name right. Games never over. Offense playing great. Games never over. Defenses, yikes. Go Bucs. Go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up. We got the job, baby. How about them Bucs, baby?
All right, good stuff there. Howard says sound effects make it great. Agree with that. Van House live trade Baker for a first-round pick. Nonsense.
That's great not to suck right there.
Mike D. Roche, sound effects really annoy the Greek. Ha, ha, ha. That's why I do it. I always give Harry this.
That's great not to suck right there.
I always give Harry this.
Shut up.
Christopher Cole, Cincinnati should have traded for Winston. Probably should have. Evans is going to retire next season, so Godwin will lose both in a year.
That's great not to suck right there.
A 5-day-old 7-Eleven tuna sandwich. Kyle Trask. That's funny. Gerald says Baker standing on business. You got to love that.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
And, you know, he had some comments today, and let's go out to those comments really quick before we wrap up this show because I'm trying to keep it under 2 hours. He was asked about, his response because he was talking trash to a fan in Seattle. He's not worried about the little things that don't matter. At this point in his career, he's come to understand that winning is the most significant thing to how a player is perceived around the league. He also says, I told you guys that I try not to get too high and try not to get too low, which is something I was not doing early on in my career. Early on in my career, it looked like I was cocky or immature. Now it's moxie. He's a dog. Same, different day. As long as you play well, they change the narrative. But you just got to be yourself. I've always been like that. And that is the reason why he's worked in Tampa Bay. That was the talk. When he came to Tampa Bay, Jason Light and this organization embraced him and said, be yourself. Let's go out to this guy who likes to be himself. Sun Devil Dave, go ahead, my friend.
Hey, real quick, are you doing turnbuckle talk or?
I'm going to try, like I said, I'm going to try to keep this under 2 hours so I can get some reels done. But there was breaking news, the Hardys versus the Dudley boys coming up here at the next pay-per-view. So how about that?
TNA?
It is both organizations. They're going to have it at NXT, something like that.
Okay, and then I think it'll be a good card. It's going to be 8 a.m. start because it'll be in Australia.
It's an 8 a.m. start.
8 a.m.
Are
baby.
you getting up at 8 a.m. to watch wrestling?
Breakfast. So, there was also some other breaking news. You might want to do your little NFL thing. DAD.
Okay, where's it
I
at?
got hot off the presses. So,
yes.
Orlando is getting professional football back.
Oh, that's great. So thanks.
March of 2026.
Yeah, thanks a lot for stealing the name of the former Arena League championship team, and also thanks a lot for stealing the Tampa Bay Lightning logo and taking the Bandits away.
That's great not to suck right there.
Orlando Storm, baby.
Yeah, Orlando Storm.
Orlando Storm.
Yeah.
There's also some other relocations. There's going to be the Gamblers are now called the Houston Gamblers, and then they are going to have a team in Louisville and a team in Columbus. I believe.
Still not in Tampa.
No, but they have in Orlando, so you go to Orlando to watch UFL.
Have you driven I-4 before? It's like a freaking parking lot.
I used to live in Orlando.
Okay, well, it's like a parking lot.
So, the new owner, I forgot his name now. He's a billionaire guy. He actually did like Vitamin Water and a couple of Under Armour.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to throw a lot of money out there. He wants to go with small soccer stadiums. He wants to get 16 teams by I think 2030. So. He's going to get aggressive. We'll see what he does with marketing and everything else. So if you want to go see some professional football in March, go down to Orlando, see the Orlando Storm. They'll be in the UFL. So I just wanted to add that on there real quick. So
all right, man.
I know you want to wrap it up.
Yes.
Hey, great job again. We're going to have a huge weekend.
Yes.
I'll try to make it out Friday for the Bulls game, 7:30 kickoff.
Please do.
And then we got Bucs Sunday. It's going to be crazy. So I'm going to try to make it out. You'll probably do the tailgate around like 1-ish.
I'm thinking 2 o'clock. Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll try to make it out there then. I'll see if I can try to get out there and hang out by the tailgate. So I'm excited for the Bucs. We got the Bears. We got the Cubs tomorrow in a pivotal game 4. They got to win tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. So
all right, my friend. How do we end off
big
the
weekend?
call?
Great job. Thank you for wasting my time, and goodbye forever. And go Devils too.
Oh, there you go. There it is. All right. We'll read the rest of these comments. We'll get out. If we trade for somebody, we use the first round or maybe even a second round pick for the team we trade. We should pick up a player's salary in the trade for the rest of the year. Mike DeRoche, TJ is the man. John from Tallahassee. Let's go Bucs. Let's go Bucs. I'm going to cut that short there. How about Belichick has discussed a buyout with UNC? Not a surprise. Got to cover CMC first and foremost. That's your biggest weapon you got to shut down. TJ, who would you trade for? I'd rather see Bryce Hall than Vildor. Christopher Cole, Giants organization is just bad. Lawrence isn't really that good, but he's getting a little bit better under Cohen. Watching Yankee fans react when they're losing is so funny. Refs or umpires have been awful this season. Christopher Cole, question for TJ, how injured is Reddick? Don't think he's that injured. Thank you very much, TJ. Sun Devil Dave, any way the Raiders part ways or Max Crosby? No way. The Bucs can't afford Crosby. He's making $35 million a year, plus John Spytek. Lamar, aloha, Peter H. Blake, aloha to you.
Oh, yeah.
Nee, thank you very much for tuning in, as always. Christopher Cole, Jaguars and Browns make a big trade. 3-team trade between Jaguars, Browns, and Eagles. Really? I picked 10-7, but I also thought they start 2-3. Christopher Cole, I think Christopher Cole-Cito is really good, but their depth isn't there yet. Whatever the stadium, I'm going to be either there Tuesdays or Saturdays. Very cool. They'll make a big deal, too, before next season. Broadway says, let's go Bucs. Fire the cannons, we shall.
Fire the cannons!
Mike DeRoche, good evening, Peter. Jenna Lane, Blue Jays advance to the ALCS. David, the problem is with a lot of opposing fans in the stadiums that we're tourist destinations, so a lot of people specifically use the time for their vacation so they can watch their team live while they're on vacation. Mike DeRoche, Blue Jays eliminate the Yankees. Christopher Cole, Sanchez is going to get a butt fumble in prison. I heard the NFL teams are only allowed 12 to 13 padded practice per year. And David says, what about Orlando Breakers, like from the TV show Coach? What about it? Thanks a lot to all the guests, all the calls, to the media icon, Mr. TJ Rives of the Buccaneer Radio Network. Like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake as we wrap this show up. We'll be back on Friday night getting you ready for USF versus North Texas. Tampa Joe's 9316 Anderson Road. Once again, I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And of course, I can't take any more calls. It is your time. We'll see you next time on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. As we always say on this show, to end it off, go Bucs.